we alone in the universe? Is there a portal to the past? Can we physically travel through time? Can a person come back from the dead? These are just some of the questions that have continued to baffle and bewilder us. Though many have tried to answer them, not one definite conclusion has yet been given. This show will tackle that which is unexpected, unexplainable, and unorthodox. Is it destiny's sleight of hand, or is it a nudge from God? Or maybe it's simply a matter of science. Chances are, anything is possible.
At the feet of mist-covered mountains, surrounded by lush flora, lies a mystical place, which people regard as the spring of life and love. People believed to be infertile or to have difficulty conceiving go to this place in the hope of bearing a child. They believe that the waters that flow freely from this place will quench their thirst for a much yearned-for offspring.
For some women, the inability to bear children is a dysfunction, if not a disability that robs them of their womanhood. Still, many of them refuse to give up without putting up a fight. Thankfully, there are many ways to address the problem. One of the alternatives, it is said, is to bathe in Tiwod Springs in Kalinga Province. Its waters, apparently, are so rich and fertile that the results can sometimes come in double.
Nestled at the bosom of the Mosgot and Tiking mountain range is Lubuagan, a fourth-class municipality located in the southernmost part of Kalinga Province. Considered as the melting pot of the Kalinga Province, Lubuagan is rich in cultural heritage, its settlers hailing from the different ethnic sub-tribes of Kalinga. This small town was put in the history books when former President Emilio Aguinaldo established his seat of government in Lubuagan while fleeing from American troops. In March 6, 2000, the National Historical Institute proclaimed Lubuagan as the third seat of the Philippine Republic. The town has a population of 10,183. Mostly comprised of natives and settlers from nearby provinces like Baguio, the Mountain Province, and Ilocos Norte. People from Lubuagan rely on handicrafts, weaving, and livestock as sources of income. One of the remarkable things about this picturesque town is the profusion of twin births. Currently, there are 23 pairs of twins registered in the area. The people of Lubuagan consider this a unique attribute of their village. Is this a genetic glitch or a double gift from nature? But one cannot discount the fact that twin births probably run in the family, or in the case of Lubuagan, in the extended family, because most of the residents are biologically related.
Sister Ronaida Havaluyas, a genealogist of the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, explains.
Very possible talaga kasi noong araw, yung mga clans ay nakatira sa isang village to protect the family properties or integrity. Napapamangasawa nila yung mga kins nila o yung mga relatives nila.
But locals, even public officials, insist that the multiple births could be attributed to a spring called Tiwod, located at the heart of Lubuagan. Jerry Alunday is the oldest resident of Lubuagan. At 93, he stands witness to the area's continuous evolution. Yet one thing remains constant in this town: the importance of the Tiwood Spring in their way of life.
Tiwood was the spring where the people of Lubuagan population fetch their water, the drinking water, and washing all their garments. And even now, until now, because that's the biggest spring that is found within the municipality, within the town. That's why they all come here.
The spring serves as the town's lifeblood, but other people think it does more than provide sustenance.
Well, that's a gift of nature, because we believe on the gift of God. Well, belief has something to do, because of the belief of the people that this spring gave twins. They are encouraged to come here and then drink water. So it so happened that they also give birth to a twins, with the twins.
The spring caught the eye of Louis Won, a Korean businessman whose fascination with the magical tales of Tiwood led him to study the waters.
I came here have a recovery mission. Recovery mission is for environmental developing mission. I some display some model case in Lubuagan. So I go there and some prepare working.
He brought his initial findings for further examination to fellow Korean Dr. Helen Lim, an environmental expert based here in the Philippines.
That kind of water is thorough, even not scientific source yet, but through testimonies. Long time using that water through bubbly, transfer to others, and then experience in that place the person. They say can very long time cannot pregnant. Every water have inside the water from the natural source. There is some dissolutions, and there is minerals. Also, some water have good mineral, also bad mineral included. We need to find out what's the reason. So we need more research.
But can his study explain the link between the twins and Lubuagan's Tiwood Spring?
You've heard the accounts from the witnesses and the analysts. Next, hear the story from the actual people who have benefited from the fertile waters of Tiwood Springs when chances are returns.
Starting from that time, for 5 years, wala kaming anak. So, pumupunta kami sa mga doktor, papakonsulta. Tapos, after 5 years, nagkaroon kami ng kambal.
Marites Villarreal went to Lubuagan on a mission to help its residents. What she didn't realize was this faraway town would help her in ways that she never expected.
The people of Lubuagan believe that their town has been doubly blessed with multiple births because of the Tiwood Spring.
Siguro 9 out of 10 nabubuntis. Kasi yun nga, yung surroundings ng area na yon, lahat sila may mga twins. Karamihan, hindi pala lahat. Karamihan may mga twins.
Kasi sa malakas ang paniwala nila doon sa Fertility Spring sa Tiwood po.
Majority yung mga naliligo dito sa amin, nabibigyan sila ng kambal twins.
Vice Mayor Johnny Dicpus, Roger Bunas, Imelda Galang, and Juliet and Nenet Chokangon are among those who attest to Tiwood's mystery.
Starting from that time, for 5 years, wala kaming anak. So, pumupunta kami sa mga doktor, papakonsulta. Tapos, after 5 years, nagkaroon kami ng kambal.
As I observed, within the vicinity of that water, there are many family with the twins.
Ito po ang aking anak na kambal. Ang pangalan niya ay si Jerusalem at saka si Jordan. Naliligo ako sa Tiwood at saka nag-iigip ako ng tubig sa Tiwood, kaya nagkaroon ako ng kambal.
Yung panahon namin, daming kambal. Oo. Pero hindi namin alam kung sino-sino sila kasi malayong lugar. Doon lang kami sa Tiwood na nirahan. At doon, palagi kaming naliligo sa yung ilog na yon. Ay yung ano yan? Spring.
But what proof do they have that the waters of Tiwood are indeed responsible for the large number of twins in the area? Marites Villarreal, a nurse who has been childless for 14 years, went to Lubuagan for a medical mission.
May-invite lang kami na mag-conduct nga daw ng medical mission doon. Isa ako doon sa na-choose na pumunta. At that day na nandun na kami, titingin na kami ng mga patient. Tapos, ayun nga, nakwento lang na meron daw silang spring na na once na naligo ka, mabubuntis ka.
Upon coming to the place, she heard that Tiwood brought fertility to people who drank and bathed in its waters. Thinking it was worth a try, she took a dip. After failing to conceive for a decade and a half, Marites found herself pregnant. Although not having twins, she links her pregnancy to Tiwood.
Yung feeling, siyempre, that time, iba talaga dahil talagang, kumbaga, after how many years kayo ka lang magkakaanak, diba? So, talagang ang saya-saya. Yung saya, hindi mo ma-measure.
Accounts claim the water from Lubuagan's Tiwood Spring brings fertility. But was this really the cause of Marites' pregnancy? Fertility is considered the natural capability of giving life. A woman's fertility peaks around the age of 19 to 24 and often declines at the age of 30. At this rate, how is it possible for a woman to bear twins? There are a number of different reasons why multiple births occur. One is that multiple eggs are released and two or more are fertilized. In the case of identical twins, one egg is released, but when fertilized, divides into two. In the Philippines, 1,196 out of 15,098 are cases of maternal risk, which includes multiple births. The number of living human twins in the world has been estimated to be approximately 125 million in 2006. Scientifically, can water really aid pregnancy? Dr. Cynthia Fernandez, OB-gynecologist, says that water may be the symbol of fertility. Scientifically speaking, it may not be entirely true.
Walang direct relationship talaga. Water alone, ha? Pero the fact that kung inom ka ng maraming water, it helps push all the elements and the food and the nutrients of your body into your different systems ng katawan. So it's healthy to drink a lot of water. If you're healthy, yung organ systems mo healthy rin. And syempre, that includes the reproductive system.
But did the water from Tiwood really act as an agent for the pregnancies that occurred?
Hindi ko makita gaano yung connection between the water, the content of the water, and the increased incidence of twins, unless the water contains a stimulant that can make the woman produce many eggs at a time.
What do these so-called fertility waters have? When chances are returns, we'll examine the components of the seemingly magical water in Lubuagan.
"70% of the Earth's surface is covered in water. Without it, life on this planet would not be possible. It is also the body's most important nutrient. It is used in every bodily function and makes up to 70 to 75% of our total body weight. But what is water made of? And does it have elements that could help produce children?"
In the Philippines, the Tiwood Fertility Spring is slowly gaining popularity. But according to reports, fertility waters flows abundantly in the Connemara waterfalls in Western Australia. It's the falls that Hollywood actress Nicole Kidman attributes her pregnancy to. The 42-year-old mother claims that during the filming of the movie Australia, she and 6 other women from the cast and crew bathed in the waters of Cononura, and not long after, all 7 of them got pregnant. Nicole, who is now married to singer Keith Urban, had a well-publicized miscarriage while still married to actor Tom Cruise. She and Tom adopted 2 children. Having conceived and given birth to her first child at the age of 41, Nicole Kidman considers her pregnancy a miracle. At age 35 and above, conception of the first child is quite risky and sometimes almost impossible.
Menopause is derived from the word meno, which means month. Monthly, kasi monthly nagme-menstruate ang babae. And pause, which means stop. So it is tumigil ang pagre-regla. So it means na ang ovaries kasi ng babae, nag-e-expire. May expiration date.
Aside from helping her conceive, Nicole also credits the Cononura Falls for a stress-free pregnancy. But experts believe otherwise. They say that childbearing at menopausal age is rare, but is still scientifically possible.
Pag dumating ang menopause ang isang babae, which is on the average between the ages of 48 and 52, titigil na ang production ng eggs. Now, ang babaeng nag-menopause, na biglang nabuntis, nagkakaroon ng erratic, para bang sporadic ovulation, na hindi na dapat siya nag-ovulate, bigla siya nag-ovulate. Kaya may records tayo na 53 years old na bubuntis. But those are usually unusual cases naman.
How can these so-called fertility waters in any way affect the childbearing capacity of a woman?
Kasi may mga tinatawag na mga natural sources of estrogens or yung mga some medicines like mga simafuga, yung black cohosh. These are mga mga root rhizoids, ito mga roots. They're herbal plants that we give sa mga menopausal women to help mawala yung mga hot flashes, something like that, no? It might be present in the area.
The water flowing from the Tiwood Fertility Spring comes from the mountains of southern Kalinga. Then and now, the spring has been an important source of water for the people living in the area. It is said that in the 1900s, local troops led by General Emilio Aguinaldo established a headquarters just above the spring. And it was they who started the development so that people can fully utilize the water flowing from its basin. Both the Tiwood Fertility Spring of Lubuagan and the waterfalls of Cononura are wonders of nature whose so-called magical waters come from the mountains. So does the source of water contribute to its physical and chemical content? To test the physical and chemical composition of Tiwood Spring, we brought some water samples to the laboratory for testing. The sample underwent physical and chemical analysis. The test included the use of the burette. It tests the hardness or the calcium and magnesium content of the water. The spectrophotometer detects the other elements present in the water using a beam of light. And the pH or conductivity meter tests the acidity or alkalinity of the water sample. These are the same tests used by the Department of Health to analyze the composition of commercially bottled water before they are approved to be released to the market. Chemist Kevin Koyu Kang explains the result of the laboratory tests on Tiwood's waters.
The result is very much similar to mineral water. So there may be other factors na nagkakaiba, pero majority yung pattern ng result is identical sa mineral water siya.
Some elements found in the water included calcium, potassium, and magnesium, all of which passed the acceptable level for the water to be considered potable or drinkable. The water also registered a 7.8 pH level, which is within the range of the normal pH level, 5 to 8.
So basically, ang masasabi lang namin based sa result is drinkable naman siya in the sense na it can be consumed by a human being.
Another test that the DOH conducts for water's potability is the microbiological analysis. This time, the sample from Tiwood failed to make the grade. Laboratory analyst Jehan Gaborno explains.
Sa microbiological, yung water po Bumaksak po siya sa total coliform. So, may out of 5 possible tubes, yung testing, 5 tubes yung bumaksak sa total coliform.
Although not all bacteria can be considered hazardous to the human body, Gaborno also emphasized that there can be other factors as to why the water failed the microbiological analysis. By the time the sample from the Lubuagan spring were tested, the water was already almost 1 week old in the container.
Kasi sa microbiological analysis, i-consider natin maraming factors para bumaksak yung isang sample. Unang-una kasi kailangan ma-preserve yung sample Yung from the time na kinuha yung sample to the time na ihatid para ma-test yung sample.
Dr. Lim Helen Kim from Korea also conducted her own tests to analyze the composition of the water from the Tiwood Fertility Spring. Their tests show that the water from the spring contains ferrous ferric chloride. According to the test results, the alleged fertility water has the same components of the Ultra Pi water. The Ultra Pi water contains an abundance of iron, calcium, magnesium, manganese, selenium, potassium, zinc, and chromium, components which we don't usually find in our tap water. They suspect that the Tiwood water has the same composition of the Pi water. That is why they are currently conducting further analysis to utilize the potential of the spring. If these elements are actually present in the water samples, how then do they contribute to the childbearing capabilities of the women who drink and bathe in the spring?
I think it boils down to a healthy kind of water that is rich in minerals, certain electrolytes, and which are essential for the body and helping improve an individual's nutritional status.
They say water is the universal solvent, but to what extent can it affect the functions of the body? Other schools of thought discuss the power of H2O when Chances Are returns. Earlier, water from Tiwood Spring was put under a microscope to find out if its elements could affect the reproductive system. The results came back negative. But that's not the end of our quest for answers. Now is the time to dive deeper into the issue.
Earlier, a sample of the alleged fertility water of Tiwood Springs in Lubuagan, Kalinga, went through a series of laboratory tests. And our experts found quite a number of minerals in the water sample. According to the Oriental and Alternative Medicine expert Dr. Kim Helen, these minerals found in the Fertility Spring water are similar to the composition of the so-called Ultra Pi water.
Several places in Philippines also have very good source of the natural healing water. So one of that is from Lubuagan. I saw somebody brought me the water. I sent it to Korea to tasting it. And also I can notice very good water for human body should be small cluster and also with certain contents of minerals.
What is Ultra Pi water? According to our research, Pi water is very similar to our body water, or what they call the living energy. Any living water that is within the living body is called Pi water. Living water controls the pH balance and the functions of every organ in the body. Pi water was discovered in 1964 during the study of physiology of plants by Dr. Akihiro Yamashita, a professor of the Agricultural Department of Nagoya University. Numerous trace minerals are found in the Ultra Pi water that is essential to the human body. These minerals are believed to enhance the bodily energy and alter the condition of incurable and chronic diseases. Ultra Pi water is said to be the smallest clustered water, meaning it can pass through our cell membranes easily. Thus, the beneficial content of the minerals are easily absorbed by the human body. This illustration shows how the human body is energized after the consumption of the said water. It boasts of numerous benefits, such as helping to cure many types of cancer, reducing risks of cardiovascular disease, boosting the immune system, and many more. But one important question is still left unanswered. Do the minerals in Ultra Pi water and Teawood spring water contribute to fertility and multiple births? We also asked Dr. Fernandez if there is a possibility that the water in Teawood Fertility Springs can contain properties that generate fertility for women.
They might be present, who knows? Or baka yung mga root crops na naisip ko kasi, that's a spring water, no? So, there might be some plants there that have root crops or root elements.
Taking into consideration the root crops and elements that are abundant in Lubuagan, it is baffling even to scientists and medical experts how the spring can cause women to have multiple births.
Alam mo, hindi ko, I was trying to find out kung ano ba ang magiging connection ng magiging twins doon, no? Hindi ko gaanong makita yung relationship. Unless it's a drug, kasi may mga fertility drugs that can cause twins or triplets. And they are commonly given ito, binibigay namin sa mga gusto magkaano. At saka kaya yung mga in vitro fertilization na tinatawag test tube babies. So, they produce eggs that nagiging twins sila or triplets. Those are drugs. I'm talking about drugs. Pero yung water, hindi ko gaano ma-relate yung increased incidence na nabanggit nga nila na that the women in the area may mga higher incidence of twins nga raw. Kaya nga interesado ko to find out kung ano ang talagang content ng water na yon.
Women who miraculously conceive children after bathing and drinking water from the Teawood Spring include those who are in the menopausal stage and those who are considered infertile. But according to Dr. Fernandez, science can now provide remedies to induce fertility.
Tingnan natin yan medyo. Kasi ang infertility naman kasi nako-correct Pwede mong, pagka may nakakuha ka may pasyente pumunta sa'yo for an infertility check-up, you have to try to find out kung anong dahilan kung bakit siya infertile. Kasi maraming factors ang infertility. So, kailangan investigahan. So, a patient who's first infertile can become fertile.
We showed Dr. Cynthia the data containing the research on Ultra Pi water and Teawood Fertility Spring to see if there are minerals present that may cause fertility to women.
Actually, yung direct relationship between a person na nagkakaroon ng increased chances of getting pregnant, wala talaga siyang direct relationship in the sense that it's not a fertility drug. Kasi iba naman yung fertility drug. But all these elements that have been found in the analysis of the water has been contributes to the general improvement of an individual's health and in the maintenance of the daily requirements of a person.
Although there is a lack of a direct link and substantial evidence to support the claims of the Teawood fertility water, Dr. Fernandez agrees to the fact that water plays a major role in the overall reproductive process, especially water rich in minerals just like that of the fertility spring. The benefits of water therapy will be further explained by our experts when Chances Are returns.
It's a combination of many therapies. No? We have water therapy, you have hydrotherapy, you have hydrothermal therapy, you have acupressure, aromatherapy. So we have many therapies combined into one.
When it comes to the problem of childlessness, many people turn to science as option number one. Some people use fertility drugs, others use ovulation kits, while some turn to in vitro fertilization as an extreme measure. When science and technology fails, there's always option number two: rubbing the bellies of fertility gods, dancing in a bando, or drinking and bathing in the waters of Teawood Spring.
Through the laboratory tests we conducted on the water from Tiwood Spring and additional research made by different experts, nothing would link it to the rising number of twins in the area or increase the chance of infertile women to conceive. But our studies do not stop there. As the New World thirsts for more knowledge and understanding of nature, we consulted another non-traditional school of thought to explain the other benefits of water. Alan Cobb is an expert on water therapy and upholds the significance of water to mankind.
It's one of the oldest, safest, and cheapest, no? Water healing, evolved through the centuries. It started from, the start of civilization to the Romans. The Romans, they have what they call Roman baths. Actually, it's already a proven method of healing through the centuries. It combines water and the heat, no? So it soothes the body, it relaxes the body, and improves circulation.
At present, Alan Cobb manages a water spa that involves different water treatments.
It's a combination of many therapies, no? We have water therapy, you have hydrotherapy, you have hydrothermal therapy, you have acupressure, aromatherapy. So we have many therapies, no, combined into one. So actually, all of this combination of different therapies, it gives a lot of benefits to different people, from improved circulation, relieve stress, tone muscles, lowers your blood pressure, and even lowers your blood sugar levels in cases of diabetes. So, and also when you improve circulation, you speed up the healing process.
Being an advocate of water therapy, Alan strongly believes in its capability to enhance a person's fertility.
Once you improve the circulation of the body, all the vital organs of the body, it boosts the working processes of all these organs. So the reproductive part of the women is just one of the many.
Experts agree that the benefits of water to the human body is limitless. Some have been backed up by scientific evidence, while some are yet to be proven. As for water's fertility-enhancing power, some of the experts cannot contest the possibility of these miracles.
Alam mo, babies kasi, sa akin, babies are made in heaven. God in God's time. Sometimes, may mga mag-asawa na you try to get a woman pregnant, na-clear up mo na lahat, you don't find anything wrong with the couple, and yet hindi sila nabubuntis-buntis. For some reason, hindi mo alam, ma-pinpoint.
The reason of that water is the miracle, some functions in the earth. I trust in God, give us that good source deep inside the soils like that. So maybe the people in Lubuagan very lucky.
On the other hand, some would rather reserve their judgment until further studies and research is done.
Kasi medyo trained kami sa scientific community na we have to wait for at least kailangan may ma-publish na documents regarding, at least scientifically published na documents para masabi namin na actually we don't believe in, gusto namin malaman kung totoo o hindi. Akala nila may effect yung water, so it basically yung mind lang nila yung nagpe-play ng role na para mag-effect yung said claim, pero kaya mahirap din talaga patunayan dahil doon sa placebo effect.
Many consider the phenomenon of Tiwood Fertility Spring as a myth, while some consider its miraculous benefits as fact, backed by thousands of testimonials and personal experiences that substantiate the veracity of the stories. A myth or a fact? Does it really matter? For those who were miraculously blessed with the gift of motherhood, nobody can take away the bliss and fulfillment of giving life to another human being, and they owe it all to the Tiwood Fertility Springs.
Una, we were happy because for 5 years we did not have a child. So we were happy when the twin came out. Pero wala kaming ibang iniisip, basta nagkaroon kami ng anak, happy na kami.
Yung feeling, siyempre, that time, iba talaga dahil talagang, kumbaga, after how many years kayo lang magkakaanak, diba? So talagang ang saya-saya.
There are many sides to a story, and people have their own versions of reality. when something extraordinary happens, people's interpretations will always vary. Because in the grand scheme of things, chances are, anything is possible.
And the Bible says that they're ministering spirits sent by God for those that are appointed to salvation. In other words, they're coming here to help those that will eventually end up in heaven at some time.
Tapos yun, pagpasok namin dito sa loob ng bahay, napansin ko yung isang angel dito na kamukha siya ng angel ko.
Mysterious yan. Hindi natin makikita, you just have to accept. How can something mysterious not be seen? Since we can see it in the camera, so that means, hey, and digital cams are temperature sensitive, mas maganda. Makikita mo talaga.